I am Arielle from Be Well with Arielle, and this is one of the most delicious recipes when you're craving something sweet. Chocolate pudding made with avocados. I'm going to show you how to make a cinnamon version, a ginger version, and even a chocolate chip version later on, so definitely stay tuned. All right, so what you're going to need in order to make this chocolate pudding made with avocados, by the way, you won't even notice that they're made with avocados, you won't even taste the avocados in them, but it makes it a super, super, super creamy and delicious, delicious dessert. So what you'll need are 2 ripe avocados, raw cacao powder. I like the brand Navitas, but any raw cacao powder will do. Just make sure it's unsweetened. And then you're going to be using unsweetened almond milk, a little bit of vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract, a little bit of sea salt, and then to sweeten, today we're using maple syrup. You can also use honey, you can also use dates or coconut nectar or coconut palm sugar, but I love maple syrup because it gives it just that really creamy consistency and that rich, delicious flavor. All right, so in order to make this chocolate pudding, you are going to need 2 ripe avocados. I'm cutting it with my hand, and I use this nice little knife by Kuhn Rikon, I think that's how you pronounce it. Slice it in half, and then you use your knife to take the pit out. And then you're just going to use a spoon or a tablespoon, and you're going to spoon out the avocado into the blender. This is just such an easy dessert, and I love making this in the afternoons on the weekend. I also love to eat it as a sweet treat at night, especially when I'm craving something chocolatey like the chocolate bar, which is very often. I used to never like chocolate. Let me show you my blender. I used to never like chocolate until I actually got pregnant, and then I became obsessed with chocolate. All right, so 2 ripe avocados, and then we're going to be adding in the raw cacao powder. Then we're going to be adding in the maple syrup and the vanilla and the sea salt. So here I am just scooping out the avocado. You can scoop it out just with a regular spoon or a teaspoon. And here I'm taking the other pit out. Looks harder than it is. All right. And here is the other avocado. So this is one of my favorite recipes when I'm craving something sweet. And again, later I'm gonna show you how to make a really simple version of a ginger variety, cinnamon, and also chocolate chip mint pudding. All right, so here I've got my 2 ripe avocados, and then we're gonna use a ½ cup of unsweetened almond milk, which I already have pre-measured. You can use really any brand. I always like to look for the brands without gums, but whatever you have available, I would say go for it. All right, then we're going to be using 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. This actually doesn't really make it that sweet. I know it sounds like a lot of sugar, but this is actually going to make a lot of servings. So you'll be able to eat this throughout the week whenever you're craving something sweet. So here are 4 tablespoons. You might want more, you might want less, so definitely test it out. I always like to make one version, then I always, kind of switch up the ingredients depending on how sweet I want it, how creamy I want it. And then here we have some sea salt. So I love using sea salt because it really just brings out the sweetness, and I love salty and sweet together. But you actually don't really taste this. So I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon sea salt, and this brand is Redmond Real Salt, which I really like. And then I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is Simply Organic pure vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right. And believe it or not, that's it. That's the only thing you need to make this avocado recipe. This chocolate pudding recipe made with avocados. So in this blender right now, if you're just tuning in, we have 2 avocados, 2 ripe avocados, 4 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1/2 cup unsweetened almond milk. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I am using a Vitamix blender. This is a very high quality, super powerful blender. If you don't have a fancy blender like this, you can absolutely make it with a regular blender. I have a $30 blender that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond like 6 years ago, which I'm still using now. But if you really want it, that you can absolutely use a blender like that. But if you do have a Vitamix or you're able to use a really high powerful blender, that will actually make it even creamier. But again, if you have a regular blender, totally use that. All right. So what I like to do is I like to start on low speed and then I increase it. All right, and here we're going to be adding in then the ½ cup of raw cacao powder. So of course you can't have chocolate pudding without your chocolate. So this is raw cacao powder, and what that means is it's raw from the cocoa bean. So the cocoa bean is really high in antioxidants, and this is just the ground up version of the chocolate bean, of the cacao bean. So you want to make sure that you don't blend it too much. Sometimes you do need to stop the blender and you need to spoon it out and then blend it again to make sure that it becomes super creamy. This one looks like it's pretty liquidy. So let's see how it is. All right. I'm going to take off the lid and let's have a taste. Oh my God, you're gonna love this chocolate recipe. Chocolate pudding made with avocados. So delicious, so easy. I would actually, so here we're using 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. I would actually add probably another half. I would actually use probably 2 teaspoons or even 1 more tablespoon of sweetener, because I do want it, I'm craving something a little bit sweeter today. So here I'm gonna add a little bit more of the maple syrup. And you know, it always depends how sweet your avocados are. It depends really how flavorful your vanilla extract is. This is a new bottle of vanilla extract. So it always depends on the other ingredients that you're using, even the type of sea salt that you're using. So every time you make it, even if you're making it with different ingredients, yours at home might taste a little bit different than mine. And also your taste buds are different as well. So I encourage you to really play along with this. You can use the recipe as a base, and then you can always add any other flavorings that you wish. All right, so I'm gonna just blend this a little bit more, just to really mix up that maple syrup. And as you can see, or can't see, but I keep it on low. So you want to keep the avocado pudding on low to really make that like creamy, soft consistency. You don't want to blend it so much that it actually becomes really liquidy into a smoothie. So this is chocolate pudding made with 2 ripe avocados, 5 tablespoons of maple syrup, a little bit of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 cup of raw cacao powder. And then we also in here added 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk. All right, let's taste this version. Okay, now that is perfect. And as you can see, it's super thick, super creamy, and it's literally just like pudding. How amazing. And I cannot even taste that it's made with avocado. So you're getting good fats, it's made with good sweeteners, and it's just going to really satiate your cravings. If you crave chocolate, this will definitely satisfy your craving. All right, so if you want to make different flavors of this chocolate pudding, I am going to show you how. I love almond flavoring. Love. This is actually one of my favorite ingredients. This is almond extract. I wish you could smell this. It smells so nutty and flavorful and rich. Excuse me. If you want, you can just add, I would say, just a 1/4 teaspoon or even a 1/2 teaspoon just to start, and your chocolate pudding will taste like almond. Then also, if you want to make it like a chocolate chip almond, how delicious does that sound? You can add in some cacao nibs. I love this brand Navitas. I also use the Navitas cacao powder to make this chocolate pudding, but this is great if you're craving something crunchy, if you love chocolate chip ice cream, if you love chocolate chip chocolate bars, or just chocolate chips in general. I like using cacao nibs because it doesn't have any sugar added to it. This is from the raw cacao beans, so you're getting tons of antioxidants, and you're also getting that crunch, and you're getting all of the benefits that you would from chocolate, but without the sugar. If you want to make it into like a ginger chocolate pudding, you can add some ground ginger. This one is from Whole Foods. And then if you want to make a chocolate chip mint chocolate chip pudding, chocolate pudding made with avocados, you can actually use a little bit of peppermint extract, and then you can add some of the cacao nibs. And voila. Now also, you can also make this even sweeter. If you want to do a fruity version, you could add some blueberries. If you like orange mixed with chocolate, you can always add some orange. You can add a little bit of zest, or even just a little bit of orange juice or clementine juice. And then of course you could add some berries. So you could do strawberry with this chocolate pudding. That would taste delicious. I love raspberries, chocolate raspberry, or even blueberries. So, oh, and banana too. Yum, yum, yum. So I hope you like this recipe, and if you have any other questions, stay tuned for more recipes and cooking tips. If you do have any questions, you can always reach out to me at BeWellwitharielle or BeWellwitharielle.com, where I have tons of other healthy, delicious, and yummy recipes. So thank you all for joining today to make this delicious chocolate pudding made with secret ingredient, avocados. Hope you enjoy. Have a great day. It's so amazing. You're gonna love me for this recipe. Adios.